Hey guys, I'm going to try to make this quick as I'm trying to entertain my child right now. But I just wanted to check in with you guys. I hope that y'all are watching this. I see. And my prayer for you guys is that y'all are still putting into practice everything that we have talked about the last couple of months. I know it's been a long time since we've all got to be together, and I know that right now is so stressful, not just in general, but on our marriages, on our relationships with our kids, because we're not able to get out, to go anywhere, to get a break at all. But one, I just excuse you. My hope and prayer in all this is that you guys are finding the good in this, that you're not just getting bogged down in the stressfulness and the anxiety of it all. There's a lot of things that we cannot control right now, and that is really hard. But I just pray that you would find the good in the situation. You know, if maybe there's something that you've been wanting to try out for a while. I know for me, I have been painting so much. I have been trying out like new recipes, trying to do a lot more like made from scratch stuff. So I just encourage you all to try to find something that like you've been wanting to do or that you just haven't had time, and make that your you time. You know, make that time for yourself. But also just remember everything that we've talked about: the speaking kindly, the forgiving immediately, the listen intently. Those are very important ones to do right now with your spouse, so that this situation does not put any strain on your marriage. Believe me, I know that it's difficult. I want nothing more than to go out of this house by myself, but it's just not the way that it is right now. But I'm gonna read from the book something that I think is perfect for right now, because we have the most time that we've ever had. So this week we're gonna be talking about joining in willingly. So she says, do you remember when you first fell in love with your spouse and wanted to know all about them? You took an interest in the things they enjoyed. I didn't do this just with Jared, but I have done this with every guy I dated before him. In high school, you could always tell what type of guy I dated by the CD I was listening to. So when Jared came on the scene, I did my very best to dive right in and find the things that he enjoyed. I really wanted to learn how to play golf, but Jared, being an avid golfer, made me much more interested. What about you? Did you take up any sudden interest when you fell for your spouse? Did you find yourself watching football, watching NASCAR, playing basketball, or rooting for a team that you knew nothing about? Maybe you watched Star Wars. Sorry, I lost my place. Maybe you watched Star Wars and were ashamed to admit that you had never seen any of it. Maybe it was skiing or spending time at the lake or just being outdoors in general. So whatever your spouse was interested in, my guess is you tried to learn as much about it as you could. But as time passes, we often find ourselves caring less about the things that matter to our spouse. Unfortunately, this is true for me. She talks a little bit about how her spouse is like the media tech at their church. So she goes on to say, most of the time when he talks about the technical side of his ministry at church, it goes right over my head. I just don't get it. Don't misunderstand. I care, and I could comprehend it if I tried harder to be interested. Remember, we are working on really listening to our spouses. I'm just admitting that I don't put in the necessary effort to understand what he is really trying to explain to me, because it doesn't interest me, and I know this bothers him. If y'all are like me, I read this and I thought exactly about all the Army stuff that I do not care about that Mark tries to tell me about. But it bothers me when he does the same to me. When I am trying to tell him what happened at home that day or what a certain friend said, he hears me, but I can tell he doesn't really care. And then I feel that he's not interested in me. And honestly, there is some truth to that, because when we compare how we felt about the things that mattered to our spouses when we first fell in love with how we feel about now, those things, and about how we feel about those things now, there's a clear difference. We don't give the same level of attention that we used to give to each other's interests. Consequently, we are communicating that their interests are not worth our time. You might do this and not even realize it. Your spouse comes home from work and tells you about their day. You listen for highlights, but you don't care enough to be able to recall later how they felt about those stories. Or your spouse might have taken up a sudden interest in bicycling, and you were thinking, if I had free time, I would not spend it riding a bike for 50 miles. When we decide we want to live as though it was a first day we fell in love, go ahead. It means turning our hearts back toward our husband's heart. It means being interested in them, the things that they enjoy, the topics they find fascinating, their friends, their work life. When we barely have 5 minutes to connect with our spouse throughout the day, which now that is not the case, being interested in their entire lives can feel impossible, but there is a place to start. So for us right now, that is not exactly impossible because we are all stuck at home with them. She goes on to say that some things you can do is being interested in, find a way to participate in what he's doing, or what she's doing. So I know for me, when Mark and I first got together, I will in just a second, buddy. Give me 1 minute, okay? That's right, and I'll come jump with you. I know that when Mark and I first started dating, I had not seen any Star Wars. I knew nothing about comic books or Lord of the Rings or any such thing like that. And so when we first moved in together, I watched all the Star Wars, I watched all the Lord of the Rings with him. I started going to comic book stores with him, started getting interested in like my own series of comic books. Hi! So that was something that we shared, that we got common interest in, and I love all that stuff. I may be still not as into it as he is now, but it's still something that we can share and talk about. So if there's something your spouse is interested in, maybe something like that, maybe it's fishing or bicycling or basketball, I just encourage y'all to find something in common. Maybe you have to search for something. That's fine too. You know, find something that y'all can do together. But I know that this is hard for everybody right now. It's tough, and I wish so badly that we could all meet again and that we could all talk about this stuff, because I think it helps when we're all together and we can realize that we're not the only people who are having issues or have these sort of troubles. All of us can benefit from this stuff. Right now I am definitely putting in everything that we've talked about into practice. Good job, buddy. Show me a trick. So I just want to checking it. Good job. But I just want y'all to know that I am praying for you guys. I am thinking about you guys. I see you. Give me 1 second. I'm almost done, okay? 1 second. Just know that I'm checking it. Give me 1 second, buddy. Sorry, guys. Just know, Connor, give me 1 second, okay? And I will jump with you. I see you. Just know that I'm here for you if you need to talk, if you need to FaceTime, anything you need. Just know that I'm praying for each of you individually and as couples and as friends, and I'm just hoping for the best during this trying situation. I do want to read real quickly. Yes, I see you. Just read a quick passage that is my absolute favorite psalm in the Bible from the book of Psalms. And give me 1 second to get there. But it is Psalm 34, and it has brought me much comfort if you just really listen to the words. I'm going to start kind of in the middle, but this is Psalm 34. Give me 1 second, buddy. Okay. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to blot out their name from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked, and the foes of the righteous will be condemned. Okay, the Lord will rescue his servants. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. Right now, I know that a lot of us are brokenhearted. We are crushed in spirit. Definitely is how I would describe myself sometimes. So just take heart that, like I said last time, this is not a surprise to the Lord. He is not up there scrambling, trying to figure out what is happening. He knows exactly what's going to happen. This is no surprise to him, and he cares about you so much. I cannot express that enough. The love that he has for each and every one of you is indescribable, honestly, and he cares about all of your troubles. He cares about your day. He cares about your relationship with your spouse, definitely, and he cares about your relationship with your kids. So just find comfort in him when you can. Reach out. I'm gonna try to keep doing these videos. Sorry, I know this is not very flattering right now, but give me a second. I'm gonna keep trying to reach out and do these videos. I pray that y'all are watching them and that you are still just trying your best to make the best of a terrible situation. I love you guys. I hope we are all together again soon. Please, please do not hesitate to reach out to me if you need anything. I love you. Praying for you all.